Greetings, fellow denizens of the digital world. It is I, the Serial Killer. Now, some of you may have thought that I abandoned you, Mom, but that's not the case. See, I've just been busy a little bit. I got to do a little bit of traveling on behalf of my job, on behalf of the military. Got to go represent at the Pacific National Exhibition, take pictures of people, put them in postcards and such, shake some hands, answer some questions. Anything I can do for the Navy, I enjoy. Plus, it's 3 weeks I didn't have to be doing duty watches. Always a good thing. And I just recently also got back from Vegas. Now, I love Vegas. Okay, it's not just the gambling. I love a town that has something for everyone. Everyone. And I could give you the hardest of cases of all time for this. The first time I ever went to Las Vegas, it's subject of personal legend from, I struck it big the first day, had a great time, technically, was not supposed to be there in the first place, but we'll leave that aside. The first time I went with a group of guys, and there was one guy there who, you can't just call him conservative. He's an arch-conservative. He's like one of those straight edge guys, the guys that don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't gamble, they don't do any of that stuff, but more hardcore, if that can be the case. And he went with us to Sin City and paid for the hotels. Why? Because they've got the Star Trek experience there. That's right, the Star Trek experience, which is, it's a fun show, but he let's just say he scared one of the guys who works there. And that's got to be a hard thing to do. Made him do a double take, interrupted the flow of the narrative, maybe a little bit on one of the rides, but hey, Vegas has something for everybody. And one of the big keys for me for being there was to go to what is colloquially known, what is actually known to the people in that industry as the Neon Boneyard for the Las Vegas Neon Museum. And this basically a junkyard for all the old signs, all the signage from, they've got the whole facade from the Golden Nugget when they decided that in order to stand out in Vegas, they had to take the neon down, because everybody had neon. And it's kind of ironic because now they're underneath the Fremont Street Experience archway cover for the street, which in my mind and several other people who I'd hung around with for the day, in their minds as well, it ruins the whole experience. Old Vegas is just trashy now. It's totally given over to tourism. I mean, they had the original sign for the Frontier Casino over top of a hot dog stand. I'm really not digging that vibe. But the Neon Museum and the Neon Boneyard was just amazing. And it's walking amongst history, and the history of a town I have an infatuation with. And it's you get to see all the old signs. They had one that was this giant leprechaun that was donated to them, and ironically his name was Mr. O'Lucky. And the problem was, in the early days of the museum's setup there, someone broke in and decided to light Mr. O'Lucky on fire. So he's pretty damaged, and it was a rather ironic name now that you see what he's become. But little things like that, little bits of history from here and there. The old wedding chapel signs. I think someone on the tour commented that their mother had been married at that chapel. And it strikes you as being a documentation of a culture that not many people would actually see culture in, but I enjoyed that quite a bit. But the other thing is, I fluked out this weekend on being there at the right time. I walk out of the airport, or well, not out of the airport, but I walk down to baggage claim, and the first thing that stares me in the face is a concert poster. In concert, Def Leppard, with special guests, Foreigner, and Styx. Now let me tell you this. I'm not a huge Def Leppard fan, but you could put Foreigner and Styx in concert, and I would be set. And it was a great show. Foreigner led the show off, got the crowd going, got me going. It was I don't really show it at a concert. People think I'm a wet blanket at a concert. I internalize my joy. My enjoyment. I'll clap, I'll cheer on occasion, but I'm not very dynamic. But the rest of the crowd, the place exploded. And Styx had them on their feet the whole time. They played a lot of my old favorites. Foreigner played Jukebox Hero, which is a current favorite of mine. Styx played, Come Sail Away, and numerous other songs that I just identify with my past, my musical influences in my life. And Def Leppard was good. Like I said, I'm not really a fan. I know some of their work, but I'll have to admit I nipped out early, and I'll get to why, but I'm going to backtrack as to how I knew to be nipping out early in the first place. And that's when I was originally booking tickets for Def Leppard. I'm in the Mandalay Bay, and I picked up one of those books at random because I was looking for information on the Neon Boneyard, and they're staring me in the face, George Carlin, that night, 8 o'clock at the Orleans. And so I go over to the Orleans, and I book tickets. Or I book a ticket. I've been saying tickets all weekend for everything, but I got a ticket. And I'm so happy I went, because George Carlin at 70 is still relevant, more relevant than a lot of new comedians are with his humor. He's cutting edge. He's trying new material. He was actually practicing new material out on the crowd for an upcoming HBO special of his. He's edgy. He's vulgar, but he's thought-provoking, and he's just a good, fun show to go see. And the reason I nipped out early on Def Leppard is because on the way to George Carlin's show, which was before, the day before the Def Leppard concert, I look up at one of those, they get the signs all over for the adult emporiums, and dear Lord, Ron Jeremy was doing a book signing. And I just had to go. So here I am. I didn't take my camera to the concert, because boneheaded me, it looks on the tickets it says, do not bring any imaging things. I figured security'd search. There were guys right in the front row taking pictures all day. So I didn't have my camera. I nipped out a little early, and ran practically all the way down the strip I took the tram to the Excalibur, and I practically ran from the Excalibur all the way back to the Flamingo, which, if you know the strip, is a long way. And grabbed my camera, hopped a cab to go back, because I wasn't going to frickin' walk. The Orleans is like twice as far as that, and I wouldn't have made it on time anyway. And this adult emporium was right across the street from the Orleans. Man, did I feel like a filthy pervert getting in a cab and going, yeah, I'm going to the adult emporium across the street from the Orleans. But yeah, I go in, and Mr. Ron Jeremy is there. You could tell he'd been there for a while, 10 hours, right? He'd been about 10 hours, and he was kind of zombie, but he was also distracted, because apparently he had to show up at a strip club afterwards. The contract said so or something. So, yeah, poor Mr. Jeremy. He had to hang around naked women. More. But I went up, I bought a book, got an autograph. He autographed it, Breast Wishes, which, it's Ron Jeremy, it's funny. I got a Polaroid with him, and then when his assistant, I guess, or his girlfriend, I'm not sure who, when she went to take a picture with my camera, he wouldn't stand still for the flash, because it's got flash, 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 picture. So he'd wait, flash, flash, big flash, and then he'd turn. So it's kind of, both my pictures are blurry, but I know what they are, and that's all that really matters. Good fun all around. And I gotta say, deciding at the last moment, probably the most impulsive major purchase I've ever made, deciding at the last moment to fly to Vegas, it was just fun. I gambled, yes, I lost a lot of money, so what? I was going to spend that money at the casino here probably, or on junk anyway. I'd probably buy like a couple video games every month. In its place, I'd buy something. There'd be something that would be a waste of that money. Instead, I had good fun at a place I just enjoy going, and I'm going to go back in the spring. Hopefully. We'll see how things work out. And, yeah. Viva Las Vegas, baby. And look forward to a few more of these things. I got a project in the work that I might do. Let's just say it has to do with, and probably is going to be titled, Crap I Wrote in High School. So watch out for that. And as usual, any questions, comments, concerns, or death threats can be addressed to thexerialkiller@hotmail.com.